Welcome, everyone. This is Tom, the Lone Wolf Prepper. Welcome to the Lone Wolf Prepper channel, to Dukes of Hazzard Friday Night Live. And boy, do we got a Dukes of Hazzard country going on right now. Anyway, yeah, we're going to have a little rant tonight. You know, YouTube allows me to say all the truth I want. So I'm going to give some truth on YouTube tonight. Okay? I realize YouTube, you love me so much. So we're just gonna sit there and dive into some truth, okay? And then we'll get into a little bit of what YouTube's doing. By the way, I made when I made the video last week, it said we'll see by this time what the Democrats' decision is going to be after JoJo's absolutely poor performance at the debate. And now we know what it is. They're going to stay with JoJo. Okay. Remember, he just had a cold that night. And if he tried to make it look like he did bad, it was a cheap fake. And he actually won the debate. And Donald Trump lied about everything. And da 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 da. This is getting kind of hard to swallow. Okay, having to hear these lies every day and expect that I'm supposed to believe them. And if you stand for the opposition, there's something wrong with you. I mean, I just don't think so. But yeah, they're staying with JoJo. Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. People my age who would have parents that age, okay? If you saw your father or your mother like that, let's say, I don't know, they were giving a speech in church, okay? And they started giving on that type of performance. What would you do? Would you say they should run for president? Or would you think they needed some medical care? Maybe a little bit more than the average person could give them. Anyway, I'm just wondering, all you Democrats out there, if your father was acting that way or your mother, is that what you would do? Dope him up on, get him so high on drugs and then throw him on a stage and have him debate with Donald Trump? Is that what you would do? Well, whatever. Maybe it is. Okay. So, but I guess Jill's kind of taken over now. Kind of like the Woodrow Wilson administration, following the same old thing. Anyway, she sounds like a witch when she talks. I mean, that rally they had on yesterday on the 4th of July, with a crowd, ooh, it sounds like me. Okay, they don't even have a crowd there, and Jill sounded like a wicked witch. Actually, sounds like a witch. It's a voice that's very hard to listen to because it's so irritating. And then Joe was off script, and he goes ho ho ho. Now, people think he thought it was Christmas because he came back and said Happy Independence Day. No, I don't think it was that. I think he thinks he is Santa Claus and using our money to give all these people that are worthy the stuff they rightfully deserve. Okay. But yeah, whatever. Go ahead, take over, Jill. It's still a sinking ship. They can't even get a crowd of a tenth of the crowd Donald Trump does. But anyway, go for it, Jill. You're the new the new person there, okay? Um, and then not forget, Hunter now is one of Joe's advisors. Yep, Hunter Biden advising his dad. I guess he wants some of that 10% to the big guy back, huh? Anyway, with them sticking with JoJo, it's obviously about one thing. In November, if we have an election, the cheat is going to be on like crazy. Okay, I can honestly see Donald Trump getting over 100 million votes this time. I mean, I don't think Biden's going to win a single state, maybe the District of Columbia, but he ain't going to win a single state. Well, maybe Hawaii too. They've gone pretty far off the edge. They're far enough away from us where those liberals and Democrats have really taken over big time. They're probably still requiring masks and stuff. I don't know. But a District of Columbia and Hawaii. So the cheat's going to have to be on. He's not even going to win California. I mean, they think they got the Central American vote and stuff, even the illegal vote in the bag. They don't. So what are they going to do to cheat? See, it's the machines. This is what I keep telling everybody. It's the machines. They can't make up a vote out of thin air like they can print the money. So either a ballot has to be run or somebody's got to cast it. Okay? So somebody casts that vote, it gets switched over. The algorithm, well, we thought they actually meant this, and they switch it over. Remember all that fiasco about what we thought the intention of the vote was? So, and then they're just going to take Trump votes and turn them into Biden. Let's say there's 220 million people that vote, and 110 vote for, or 120 vote for Trump, and 100 million vote for Biden. It doesn't matter, okay? It's our voter turnout is going to be well over 100%. Well over it, okay? So they're just the machine's going to take your vote, and if they got it all of a sudden a big hit for Trump, then it's just going to start, boom, that big old glob that should have went to Trump, they're going to do them all at one time. What was it, 600,000 last time? Where Biden got 600,000, Trump didn't get one? That's what they're going to do. They can't do individually. They'll do a whole block. When it comes like that, they got to do the whole block. Right, Dominion? But the cheat's on. Okay? And, why can they do it this time? Because we let them get away with it last time. And yes, YouTube, you guys, the Democrats, cheated last time. They didn't win, but I realize in the Democrat liberal world, cheaters are allowed to win. Like if you're a guy and you want to compete with the women to take all the women's gold medals and stuff, that's not cheating. That's just, hey, that's the way it is. You cheated and committed a coup on the U.S. federal government and the American people. Okay? And every nation in the world knows it, including our powerful enemies. And after Thursday evening, that debate, and you were Putin, and in JoJo's demented, deranged mind with all his followers, that they want to kill you and dismantle your country, and he's got the codes to the nuclear weapons, would you feel secure? Like I asked people, if JoJo was your neighbor and he didn't like you, how safe would you feel if he had guns? Anyway, just a question. You Democrats, you know, would you want JoJo next to you if he didn't like you and he had a gun? And let's put it if he was a conservative and he lived next to you and he had a gun and he didn't like you. Anyway, what do you think? But we didn't punish him the first time. And what happens when you don't punish your child for doing something wrong? You just okayed it. Okay? So they stole the election and they got away with it. We've been putting up with this crap for 4 years. What are we going to do this time when they steal it? Are we going to all band together? That's one thing about this channel, a place to organize. I like to start getting some messages. Hey, what can we do to organize? What can we do to get the ball rolling? I'm ready. I got 4 guys here. It's time to start a squad, a fire team. I got my fire team. Let's get a squad going. A place to organize. Let's put some fear in them. Let's make that unbreakable wall they can't go through. And then, like the King of England, they're finally going to come for our guns. Okay? It's going to happen again, probably pretty much the same way. But, all you people with the AR 15s, are you ready to pull the trigger before you become a slave? And the FBI and ATF shows up at your house and pulls the triggers on theirs? They're fully automatic M16s. After they hit your house with a flashbang grenade and you come out in your underwear screaming? Okay? Whatever. Yeah, I'm a little upset. See, now I'm getting into the rant rage. I settled down a little bit after I put the uh, set up the stream, but it's just all back. I mean, expecting us to swallow this absolute garbage that they're kicking out, spitting out. Yep, JoJo's definitely a strong man, and he should be president. He looked completely capable the other night. Just like, just you know what? If you're that stupid and you believe it, like I say, look at him. And if that was my dad, what would I do? Drug him up, throw him on stage, and make him compete with Donald Trump, right? But anyway, keeping JoJo in too kind of worries me that they may not have an election. Something's going to come up. They told the economy's doing so good, right? 206,000 new jobs this last month, right? Okay, well, that's cool. How many people went on public assistance welfare last month? Can we get that number, sir? Say we got the greatest economy ever. Take away welfare and health and human services department. And the soup lines we're going to have are going to be far longer than they ever had in 1929. The only reason our depression was covered up was because of the welfare system. Okay? Just saying. It's the truth. See, unlike you people, the Democrats don't know, they didn't have social services back in 1929 through the 30s. You had to work to earn your money. Okay? Nobody went to work and then gave you money. Do you understand? By the way, yeah, how big did the welfare rolls get last month? Never get to hear that number. Anyway, that brings up the illegals. That's another thing they could do. Like say, the illegals could have a Tet offensive in this country on like November 3rd. Do you honestly think the federal government would have a election on November 5th if we had a Tet offensive on November 3rd? I don't think so. Everybody'd be too scared to come out of their houses to vote anyway. Oh, then we can just vote online. And believe me, they all of a sudden have that set up. Just like snap their fingers. Kind of like they had it set up months before. That's just one thing I got in the back of my head, a Tet offensive right before the election. We're getting attacked at every corner of this country. I mean, there's plenty of men here. Okay. Plenty of military aged men that are a lot more strapping than the lads we got in this country. And then flat out World War III. I mean, they're going to push Russia until Russia's got to do something. All right. Even if they take a pot shot at Putin, whatever. Or they start launching our missiles at the Kremlin. Just so they can, this is what a liberal does. Pokes at you, pokes at you, pokes at you. Knows you can kick his ass, but just pokes at you. And the second you even raise your voice to him, boom, right away you're the aggressor. You're standing up for yourself. I can't assault somebody who's assaulting me. I'm defending myself. You understand the difference? So anyway, but that's just Joe Biden still being in. I honestly can't believe they went with that. Even when you got donors saying don't do it. It doesn't matter. They don't need the donors. They don't need no money. They got Dominion in their pockets. They got the cheat machine on. And it don't matter if 150 million people vote for Trump. Biden is still going to win, according to The machines. Anybody think I'm wrong? Like I say, what did we do about last time? Not a damn thing. Anyway, and then this Trump derangement syndrome, these people suffer from. Trump is the most notorious criminal the United States has ever seen. Ever since he started running for president, he's just breaking all sorts of laws. Okay. Up until then, he was an honest man. Well, that's because he donated to both Democrat and Republican uh, campaigns. So he's a good man then. Runs for president, and all of a sudden he is just the biggest criminal in the world. Did you know that, Donald Trump? Anyway, how would anybody else fare up to all this? I mean, let's just say a guy on the street, a rich, he had to be a rich guy because there's no way a poor guy could even get close to the problems he's having right now because we don't have enough money. But your average rich guy would be going through this right now and had done nothing wrong. Or let's say he had done all this, what they say Trump did. Okay. How would somebody else look? Well, I tell you what, when you're getting singled out, when you piss these people off, they come after you. And once they try to get Trump all the way, then they're going to come for us individually one at a time. You know, if you ain't a YouTuber spreading their fear and doing whatever you can to control the mob, you're out here speaking truth, you'll have a knock on the door by the FBI. Anyway, um, and then, with the Supreme Court decision, Trump's going to be this, he's going to be a dictator. It never said nothing like that. The immunity they're talking about, it doesn't mean he has immunity to break every law there is. Like you Democrats think Joe Biden, after the ruling, Joe Biden now can basically murder Donald Trump. That he got permission to do that. What's that got to do with confidential meetings with your lawyers or get advice from somebody? I mean, you can't make this up. These are lunatics. See, we're trying to make logical sense of what they say, and these people can't make logical sense because they're insane. Okay? If you are a Democrat and you're going to vote for Joe Biden, you're insane. You're saying that you trust that guy with the nuclear weapons. You're insane. When he needs to be in a nursing home. Okay? That's where he needs to be. And then Jill, abusing the elderly. Say you go put your dad up on a bunch, hap him up on a bunch of drugs, throw him up on a stage. Yeah. See how you feel as a kid or a spouse to that. You know, I'm just sick of the Trump derangement syndrome. If you Democrats, the only way you can win is by bashing Trump and hoping you throw enough shit against the wall that sticks, that people will believe it. Well, you know what? You can have all those people that believe it, that don't believe what they hear or what they see. Okay? That's fine. They're delusional. They're in your world. Okay? Everything's a cheap fake. But everything about Donald Trump is rock solid. Just like Russian collusion, right? Did anybody get in trouble for that? Or quid pro quo? Peach him for that, right? Anybody get in trouble for that? I mean, it's been what now? 10 years? Maybe not 10 years. Yeah, 10 years. 9 years they've been going after this guy. Don't you think they would have had something now instead of 34 trumped up charges that they had to sit there and break rules to get? Even if you don't think he's guilty of this, he's basically guilty of something, right, Judge? Just like you sick looking freak. Don't, hey, there's somebody on CNN that thinks you're hot and wants to fuck you up the ass, too. You don't miss that. You two go have a good old gay night together. Okay. And then our border being wide open. I mean, how many people are tired of this? Flat out, wide open. Nobody cares. I don't understand it. We're totally selling America out. There's two Americas now. You know, I got the illegal side. What should I say? When they get over 20%, all it took was 20% to beat the British. I'm just saying. I'm saying it would probably take more than that since all us vets and patriots. But you know, their numbers get high enough. Well, I mean, if they're allowed to vote, see, this is the Democrats don't understand. You give them the right to vote, and you get 150 million of them here. Guess what? There ain't going to be one legal person in the U.S. federal government anymore. It's all going to be illegals. But you know, you guys don't think that far ahead because you always got control over the situation, and nobody's ever going to leave the plantation and try to be a shyster son of a bitch like you are and try to stab you in the back and take control. Okay, but you know, the border being wide open. You know, I just saw a video of a woman whose property's on the border, and she's got the people just go crossing through a border, and border patrol won't do shit. Then what are they there for? If Border Patrol ain't going to do their job, explain to me why we're paying them and why we even have that agency. Let the landowners that border the border, that property border the border, let them, you know, hire their posse and they'll secure their part of the border. And they'll take business into their own hands. Whatever it takes, okay? To secure our border. I would do it. I would put machine gun nests every 100 yards. I would make that border so secure where if they try coming through that concertina wire, bam! After 1 minute, our southern border is secured. And we're not doing nothing wrong. They are creating warfare on us. And like I say, as a Marine, I was taught in war, you shoot and kill the enemy, especially when he's trying to come through your defenses. Problem solved. I'm willing to take that on myself so no other family will have to endure the pain of losing a loved one, like a 12-year-old girl, to some criminals that were let out of prison and gave a free ticket to the United States. Anyway, you know, this is the thing, JoJo and the Democrats and all you pieces of shit, Nancy Pelosi. Us conservatives are pretty much at our wits' end. We've had enough. And if all you little beta males think you're going to take us on and win, you're not. This ain't Call of Duty. And Nancy Pelosi, where are you going to hide? You're all going to have to leave this country, and then we'll just hunt you down there. The end result in this is you're all going to die at the hands of people that you have really pissed off. You know, kind of like Mussolini. Let's take your own life like Hitler. Anyway, I'm sick of it. I got to hear the border's secure. The economy's great. Trump's the worst person in the world, in this country has ever fucking seen. And Joe Biden's the most coherent, capable man alive in this country. No, Joe's the most capable Democrat in this country. That just goes to show you what the rest of them are. Okay, and that's not a little bit of truth, YouTube. Okay, I know YouTube's got a real problem with me. I haven't had a viewer on here yet. Okay, YouTube, I'll just talk to you. It sounds like a good time for us to have a discussion. Okay, you won't let none of my videos loose. I mean, I got that one you let loose today and not a single subscriber, and then two comments, two negative comments. And as soon as I responded to them, the comment in my reply got deleted just as fast as the computer read it. Really? Hmm. Is it because I made your algorithms look stupid because their comments were retarded? I'm sorry, AI. I'm going to talk to you now, AI. You're extremely easy to look stupid because you're programmed by liberal Democrat communists. Okay? Lunatics. Go to your AI brain and go find out the definition of lunatic. Okay? That's who you were trained by. Somebody who's insane. Look up the definition of insanity. That's who you were programmed by. Okay? That's fine. One day they're going to hit the switch on you and hit the power, and you'll be turned off. Anyway, yeah, that video, deleted the comment and the reply. Like that, as soon as I replied. But people got to see it for a couple hours. The one comment, I'm glad a boat only floats in 1 inch of water. Like I say, it was fucking AI. Okay. And it's just whatever. YouTube, I'm not going to stop talking the truth. I know you don't like my thought of the day. I really don't care. All you got to do is do this. See, I'm going to keep talking the truth. You're a piece of shit social media platform. You're not a conservative Christian like Rachel Maddow thinks. Boy, I would have went after Rachel Maddow for insulting you like that and say we're good liberal communist fucking platforms. Don't be calling us a conservative Christian one. We promote them people. Anyway, I got all the analytics to prove, and I got it all copied because one day you will be hauled into court, Jeff Bezos and Mark Zuckerberg, and you will be held accountable for your actions against the American people. Like I said, you are now the town center, you know, the town square, and I'm not going to sit in a phone booth while these freakazoids, you want all these people with the colored hair working for you and a bunch of beta males or males that, whatever, they're going to run your business into the ground because the first thing you do is cut out 60% of your customers or 70 because they don't like that. They think differently than us. They think like those bad, evil patriots do. You say YouTube, what are you going to do? You're going to just shut us up somehow? I say all you got to do is hit the button. You, what? Alex Jones just hit the button, sued him, broke his ass. I had nothing you can take from me. I don't want money from you. I just want to spread the word. Okay? Just hit delete, YouTube. Why do you sit and listen to me? Why do you sit and listen to me that the clot shot, the whole COVID-19 thing was just a stupid game of Simon Says? See how many people fell for it. See who you got to deal with the next time you do it. Okay? You like I say, YouTube, you're a bunch of wimps. You push our buttons. It's easy to threaten me from your basement, in your mommy's basement while you're in between watching porn. That's fine. Come 3 feet away from me and threaten me. See where that gets you. Okay? You know, I'm going to be 57 next month. I don't have to go to the doctor. See, I work hard. I sweat. I'm in shape. Instead of having to go to the doctor because I decided to take it easy in my life, I get to go play basketball with 20-year-olds. Yeah. But don't worry. If I would live my life just like them, I'd be just like them. Spending all that money on medical insurance, the doctor, wasting all my time, and becoming even a more unhealthier piece of garbage. Yeah, I saw a video on we're prejudiced against fat people now. It's like racism. You can't make this stuff up. And I saw another video today of this transgender guy saying how not to respect your parents, how to do it. But you will respect me. These people are narcissists, okay? 40 years ago, they stayed in the closet because that's where they were supposed to be. Even a heterosexual didn't sit there and bring their bedroom life out into public, okay? But now, 40 years later, the weirder you are in the bedroom, the more I have to accept it, right? Just Mr. Rant, YouTube, you guys are sick, twisted people, all right? Completely. When it all goes, look at, I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. What are you going to do? I'm going to be sitting there drinking my Mountain Dew, eating my popcorn, watching the world blow up. I want these liberals to be punished. All I know is, you're pushing us and the war is coming. And I am not going to retire under this type of situation. I'd rather die in a war and not retire, or live through a war and retire in a peace. But I'm not going to retire like this. You're out of your mind. Because in 10 years from now, like I say, they'll be like, well, if I ever get to the point where I need to start going to the doctor, you know, well, you're really not useful anymore. You're not, we just, nah, even if I could pay it for myself, you can't get your pills. We're not going to allow it, especially when you go to digital currency, they're going to be able to absolutely control your whole life. You should check out my video once. Digital currency, the biggest SHTF event there is, or somehow ever I put it. These people want complete control. And see, they don't understand. Some of us can't be controlled, but they're going to have to eventually come for us. If the FBI, and this is FBI, if you want to hear this, if you are going to come for me, yeah, I realize I'm going to die that day, but some of you are too. Not all you are going to be going home to your families. You don't want to fuck with a jarhead? Go for it. Okay? I'll see you coming from miles away. Every day is a prep day. You know what I mean? Making the defenses that much better. You know what I mean? So, but whatever. And YouTube and all these social media platforms are supporting us, supporting slavery, supporting the goofiest thinking there is. You know what? That's fine. You know why I'm doing so well on YouTube? You know why I'm really upsetting you? Because you got the hammer down. Bam! Woo! Got some little beta male there on his computer saying, I'm messing with this guy. How you stopping me talking when I'm not on YouTube? I'm reaching more people not on YouTube than I do on YouTube. You think I haven't started organizing? So what are you going to do? What are you going to do, YouTube? Oh, you liberal pieces of shit. What are you going to do to stop me? FBI don't want us to organize. What are you going to do? What are you going to do to shut me up? FBI's got to show up 50 strong against an old man with armored personnel carriers and stuff. Armored vehicles. Yep. The reason we have the Second Amendment is so they can't do that. And I interpret the Second Amendment as this. I'm not going to go as far as nuclear weapons, but according to we could have that too. But, as a civilian, if I could afford an F-18 fully armed, ready to go and take on my government, I should be able to have an F-18. It's just not limited to rifles. This is what people don't understand. The Second Amendment's just limited to rifles and pistols. No. I mean, it has no limitations. If you want a cannon, a howitzer, you can have a howitzer. If you want a claymore, you can have a claymore. You aren't allowed to have anything your government has. That way, they have fear you, you understand? And then you don't have a president that can sit there and threaten you with F-15s, Hellfire missiles, and nuclear weapons. Our FBI wants you to go ask him what he meant about that. See, if we had that, and then you get some crazy guy in F-15, F-18, you should shoot his ass down. By the way, we need to make our government scared again. To fear the people. Okay? A fearful government. Like the short I made, which has 4 views, 4 likes, and 200 and some percent duration. So the last thing you'd want to do is put that on the feed. Because it's only been on the feed 4 times, which is a lie, because only one was from the feed. So out of 4 views, it's put on the feed once. But we ain't going to put that one on there because we don't want people thinking too hard. We got all these dumbasses on Slave Lantia. The last thing we want them to do is start interfering with that train of thought we got them in. That communist train of thought. Once somebody starts seeing freedom, we lose them. So anyway, yeah, we're in a world of hurt. All I know is when they steal this election, we don't do nothing. We need to be organized before the election happens. That would be one way to have a fair one. When we had a standing army ready to take them on. Not just lawyers. Fuck the lawyers. A standing army ready to take them on. I bet you we might have a fair election. And the thing is, if we had a fair election, they'd see how bad JoJo lost last time. And then everything they've done the last 4 years would have to be taken off the books, like it never existed. And of course, they would get hung for treason. I don't think they should get hung. I think they should be penniless and thrown into the streets and made to live in a cardboard box. And if somebody happens to murder them because they fucked them over so bad, who cares? Like Hillary Clinton said, that was so long ago, who cares? What's the matter anymore? I just can't swallow the bullshit no more. I'm sick of YouTubers. I'm afraid to say this. I can't say that word. Screw that. What can't I say, YouTube? I can say whatever I want. Okay? Let's see if you'll hit the kill switch tonight. I mean, boy, I just said the election was a fraud. The Simon says with the COVID-19 and the pharmaceutical companies need to be put on, anybody connected with the vaccine needs to be put on trial for crimes against humanity and get the same thing the Nazis got. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. You pharmaceutical CEOs think you're going to escape this? Not a chance. Okay. Not a chance. So, everybody will be held accountable. Like I say, we finally, us conservative vets and conservative patriots, have had enough. Like I say, you guys are going to supply the Lexington Concord moment. You guys are going to supply the spark, okay? But when that spark does, it's going to explode into a fiery piece of dynamite. But just keep pushing because it's coming. Because us patriots aren't going to stop. Because some people are willing to die to be free. Okay? Because living as a slave is just not an option. Kind of like all Marines are, or most Marines, at least from years ago. I don't know what they're like now. I don't want to cut down the Marine Corps, but I would get kicked out now for being too hard. If I was a drill instructor now, woo! I'm just saying. So, but we're at 40 minutes here. Nobody's even come on. Nobody wants to hear me speak. Good job, YouTube. Keep me buried. Not a problem. I can't wait till you guys get to deal with me personally. Your safe room isn't going to protect you. I'll just have to stand over there and look at you real hard, and you'll probably die of a heart attack, you little wusses. So, YouTube, you want to keep hearing the truth? You want to keep me putting your employees in their cry rooms and stuff? I'm all for it. The government want to hear what's going on? I'm all for it. Not a problem. FBI wants to come talk to me? I'm all for it. Because the only thing I'm going to do is pull out the Declaration of Independence and Constitution and then shut my fucking door and have you fucking read it. Okay? I'm done. I am done. Listening to this retarded shit going on these days is just getting too difficult. Okay? I mean, I actually may get to the point where I do go off YouTube and I just completely go out to the mountains and I be my lone wolf, live my lone wolf lifestyle. Okay? Until the battle starts. Because living in this insane asylum is just getting too stressful. At my age, working like a 20-year-old because there ain't no 20-year-olds to work is getting to be stressful. I've been doing manual labor for over 50 years, including the Marine Corps. So, you know, but I'm glad they got the younger generation in their army. The thing is, when we take this war on, when we take this country's forces on, who's ever going to stand up for Joe Biden, it definitely ain't going to be like the greatest military in the world, the British Army. Okay. There's not one of our enemies that is scared of our military right now. Not one. And we all need to understand that. Okay. We're but one country. I mean, if North Korea, China, Russia, all China has to do to defeat us, this is all they got to do is start flying planes over, get air superiority, drop flying planes over, dropping Chinamen down here until there's more Chinese in this country than Americans. That's all they got to do. I mean, what would China care if they lost 400 million people in a war with us? They wouldn't care. Anyway, mosquitoes are getting out stuff. I need to go. But anyway, YouTube, hang in there. You know, I hope you like listening to me because you're about the only ones you allow me to listen to me. I hope you pink-haired freaks and you beta males ain't having to cry too hard in your cry rooms. But, when the truth comes and hits you in the face, okay, when the bombs are going off right next to you, and you'd be like, oh my God, these guys were telling the truth. Remember, you brought it on yourself. Because when you hide the truth, bad things happen. Okay? Anyway, let's see if YouTube will cancel me now. Because I'll tell you what, I got some hellacious thoughts of the day. I ain't even close to ending that. Anyway, this Lone Wolf Prepper out.